to start, just a matter of missing shots, or did they do anything to get you guys out of rhythm early?
I mean, I think we just didn't execute well to start the game. I think when you miss a lot of shots, usually it's a little bit of what the opposing team is doing, and when you look at how we played, I think we just didn't execute well. We didn't have good pace to our offense. We didn't make extra passes. We didn't screen for each other. A lot of things that it requires to have quality shots we didn't do. So we didn't get quality shots, and we didn't make the ones that we took. And, when the team is getting the ball off the rim and not having to take it out, they pushing it at you. The defense is off balance. You got cross matches. And a team with that kind of talent and that ability to shoot and, how they have gotten comfortable with each other, they're gonna cut you up. And I think we dug a hole for ourselves playing that way and allowing them to be comfortable playing that way. And they hit a lot of threes. The crowd got into it. And, they built up comfort and confidence. And, it was just an uphill battle from there.
Was it as simple as the reverse of that in the fourth quarter, or did you do something different to get them out of rhythm?
I think we just stepped up our aggressiveness. And at halftime we came in the locker room and said, we got to step to them. Everything they did was a little too comfortable on both ends of the floor. We weren't disrupting them enough defensively, and we weren't making them get into rotations and making them have to guard hard enough offensively. And, you see what happened once we started doing that. And we gave ourselves a chance. We were right there. So, I think it's that story of, you got to put four quarters together, especially against a really good team. You got to be able to start the game properly. You got to be able to sustain that effort and that focus and let the game be decided in the last 5 minutes. But I think we were fighting to make it a game, and then once we did, it's like you usually don't get over the hump like that. They played a game that they deserved to win, and we didn't.
I think late in the third quarter, you guys got it down to 11, and then I think it's 4 empty possessions. Each time you had gotten the stops, but just couldn't get anything offensively. What did you see execution-wise?
Yeah, man. I remember that stretch, but I don't remember exactly what happened. Like what we could have done better. But I know that it was back and forth. Like we just didn't execute as well as we would have needed to win this type of game. And when we did those things, I think, like I said, it showed. We was right there in the game, and we had a chance.
You mentioned kind of the back and forth nature, not making shots offensively in the first half, but they start 12 of 20 from the three-point line. What did you see from that? Is that point of attack defense starting that, or is it just not closing out? What did you see?
No, I don't think it was that. I think we talked about it, where all of these guys shoot, and being close to them ain't close enough. They're going to raise up and shoot the ball, and we saw it at halftime. We were closing out the guys, and it was like thinking that they're not going to shoot, and they was shooting it even contested. But if you're not closing out to the chest, they're going to shoot it, and they confident and comfortable shooting those shots. And I thought we allowed too many of those to start the game.
What do you make of the defensive pressure that White and Holiday can put on you up top?
I didn't think they pressured me. I mean, they're a really good defensive backcourt, but I wouldn't say it was like they were pressuring, or anything like that. They're just solid. They got good size. They're strong. They're smart, and they compete on that end of the floor. But it wasn't. I didn't feel pressured or anything like that.
I think this.
Stands out about their offense, the way that they're able to spread you out, 5 playmakers. What's the challenge of going against a team like that?
I think the skill set that they all have, when you got 5 guys out there with the ability to shoot the way they do, that's dangerous. But I think they play for each other. You can tell that they bought into, making an extra pass. They drive into the paint when everybody sinks in, they kick it out, and then they play off the catch and drive again, and they make you react, and they constantly finding the next guy because they know that that's a winning brand of basketball, but they also know that guy can make it, that guy can make it, and that guy can make it. And the more they can make those plays, the more spaced out you'll have a defense. And, when they started to play that way, that was when they gave us the most trouble.
You've been living at the free throw line this year. I don't think you shot your first free throw until 2 minutes into the third quarter. What did you see about, their physicality defensively, or maybe what they were stopping you from being able to do?
I think usually when you are the more aggressive team, which they were to start the game, the referees give you the benefit of the doubt. They call the game that way. And I did think it was some plays that I got the same contact that I've gotten over the course of the season that just didn't get called. And that's the way the game is sometimes. Some nights you just don't get that same whistle. This was a high-level game, so, they're not going to be calling the bumps that you might get on a Tuesday against another team. They're going to let us play. And I think on the one hand, you want those calls. You know, like I was on them pretty heavy tonight, but you also don't want those calls being called against you all the time either. So you got to live with the game being called that way. And like I said, there was a lot of things that we could have done better to help ourselves to have a better chance to win. And even in the end, we had a chance, we had an opportunity. So, you know, we just got to understand those things and be better the next time we see them.
When you look at that final 5 minutes, is there something you circle about what you guys were doing right on either end of the floor?
I think the main thing is just how we defended. You know, we picked up our pressure. We were physical. We were getting into their bodies on the shot, and we were coming up with the ball. And that's a hard thing to do for 4 quarters with that type of energy. But if we can just be, you know, 80% of that aggressive and that physical, you know, nobody's balls to the wall at the start of the game. So if we can just be 80% of how we finish the game, we'd be much better off. But I think that was how the game changed. We just picked the ball up higher. You know, we didn't let them just ease into their sets. We was into the ball, making it hard for them to get a catch. You know, guys' first move was getting cut off. Second move, we were physical. You know, we knew it was like desperation. We had to get stops, and we just got to have that on our mind earlier in the game the next time.
You stayed in your comfort zone. And you never were in a situation through the whole game when you look at the scoreboard that you maybe should feel the pressure, and it's just kind of started like in the last 3 minutes. Why do you think you weren't able to step out of your comfort zone?
What you mean?
Like, because the whole when you see the whole game, you always were like 15 points behind. You said you stayed in that comfort zone. So why you never had that pressure to feel like, oh, now we need to step up? It just kind of started in the last 3 minutes.
Well, I think we had that urgency, but like I said, when you allow a team to get comfortable and make shots and gain that confidence, and you know they got the guys coming off the bench feeling good, everybody's feeling good. It's hard to turn that corner, and you know I think by the time we got to that late point in the game, how hard we started coming was able to overcome that, you know, but it was too late, and that's usually how it goes. So I think the way we started the game and what we allowed them to do over the course of the first 3 quarters just made it harder for us to, you know, actually show how hard we was working and show how much we wanted to kind of overcome that because we had already let them, you know, jump out on us.
You mentioned it was a high-level game. You were part of a lot of moves these 2 teams made. Did it have that energy? I know it's only November, there's a lot more games to go, but did it have that energy, that feel?
I mean, we knew neither one of us was going to win the championship tonight. So I think the thing that made it a high-level game was, you know, they're the first team in the East and we're the second. You know, the winner walks away number 1 right now, which means nothing. But a lot of high-level players on their team, a lot of high-level players on ours, and you just embracing the competition. You know, that makes it a high-level game and a high-energy basketball environment. That makes for a high-level game. But, I mean, I didn't get traded from Boston, so it's like I'm not even – I know I was in the mix of it, but, like, I wasn't involved in that, you know.